Welcome back to another fun-filled, jam-packed episode of For Your Distraction. Just a couple of guys sitting around some microphones talking about pop culture. Adam.
Drinking beer and getting drunk while we do it.
How's it going?
Can't forget that. It's going great. You know, I have an update on my genital situation before we get into this fun-filled episode.
Yeah, your ball issue.
I've recently made the switch to boxer briefs.
I've been telling you this.
You know what, Scott? Here's what I'm going to tell you. You have been absolutely right.
Right?
You have been absolutely right. First of all, you neglected to tell me that it makes your balls look way better.
Oh,
the first time I put on,
I feel like the David statue when I'm wearing.
Exactly.
I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like,
damn. For the longest time,
Where'd you come from?
I've been wearing boxers, and it's just kind of like loose and everything like that.
Right?
It's kind of like it looks kind of flat down there. Maybe my dick isn't that big sometimes. And then I first put on a pair of box briefs the first time in like years, and I looked down. I was like, I got a fucking package.
Yeah, dude, I can be in porn.
I got something going on.
Like, I've watched enough that I can tell you that I can compete.
I don't know what it is, but there's something down there. Like, holy shit. It makes it look
boxer
great.
Do you get the long ones? The long ones, like...
They go probably halfway down to my knee.
Yeah, right? Like, that's
like
pretty long.
Like a little halfway. That's not too long, but it's...
There's some I have that are real long. They come, like, right above my knee.
No,
like they go,
I don't go that long.
Dude, trust me, I love them. I love them. They breathe better. I'm glad things are working out for you and your ball sack.
Yeah, it's so much more sportive when I run. I don't there's actual cradle down there. It's like awesome, like great.
It's like what are those things that like scientists and doctors always have, like the swinging pendulum ball thing?
Yeah, the click.
That has a name. That has a name.
I don't remember what it is.
I forget what it's called. Like
it's like you hit. For those of you that like those little marble balls,
the momentum pushes the one ball on the one side, and it's just like the energy is displaced through them to the other side. It's cool.
Yeah, I love those things.
Boxers do that to me.
Really?
I get that. Not with boxer briefs. So way to go. You get support.
Yeah. So I've recently made the switch.
Proud of you. Proud of you, kid.
It is so much more comfortable. That is the way to fucking go. The way to be.
When men get to a certain age, it's time to put the childish things away. The California raisins on your boxer shorts, they're just not going to cut it anymore. SpongeBob boxer shorts, they were fun. They were fun in 8th grade, Adam. But that ship has sailed. It's time to move on. Grow up and be a fucking adult.
I want SpongeBob boxer briefs where SpongeBob face is on the front of the crutch and his nose is my dick. That's all I want right now.
I would do that with Squidward because that would be more fitting for yours truly. His dick's smaller than my toes. I'd rather ride Squidward nose. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back to For Distraction.
So I am a dick. I suck. I took fucking forever to see Endgame.
That's what this episode is going to be about. It's going to be about us talking about Endgame probably ad nauseum.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Endgame yet, first of all, fuck you because you're worse than me. But we're going to talk about that movie rather, because it got me right here. I laughed, I cried, I cheered, I had all the emotions, all of them.
It gave you the full spectrum. If you haven't figured it out already, we loved it. We really enjoyed it.
I really did.
So, I had a couple small problems, couple very, very, very minor problems with the movie, but other than that, like I thought it was. I've seen it twice so far, and I would like to go see it again a third time at some point. That is the plan before it leaves theaters. And it's going to be in theaters for a while.
I've seen it 1.5 times. I saw it in the theater, start to finish, loved it. And I watched a lot of it bootlegged at home on the internet. I pirated some of it, and I watched
shame.
I watched the battle scene, but I don't want to watch the whole movie on a device, in bad quality.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see there was the battle scene, the huge battle scene at the end. I wanted to slow it down. I wanted to analyze it. There was things I missed the first time around. I wanted to pay attention. So I watched that part again. What do you think?
I think it was great. I think
Long.
it was a very long movie. Definitely, it's very long, But the first time I saw it, I didn't feel the 3 hours. I really didn't feel the 3 hours. I gotta be honest with you, I got this with Infinity War 2, and I can't remember if I got it with any other ones, but all the scenes with Thanos, like, by himself on his ship with, like, his daughters, and, like there was a scene whenever he... And we're going to jump around the movie. We're not going to, like, give you a play-by-play of the entire movie because it's 3 fucking hours long. But there was, like, the scene where Thanos is on the ship and he's with the magician, his magician minion, and they were analyzing Nebula's brain for that ridiculous... It was kind of a ridiculous storyline of, like, you know, somehow she has connection with her future self's brain and she's getting brain patterns. That was a bit of a stretch for me. But I still was like, whatever. It's fine. I guess it's comic books. So, that whole sequence and like Infinity War, whenever Thanos kidnaps Gamora and he's on the ship talking to her, stuff like that. I gotta be honest with you, I could do without those scenes. Those are really fucking boring. Those are boring as hell. Like they bring the movie to a crawl. Those scenes.
Didn't. You're right. To a point, I agree with that. But it was important to see the Nebula switch scene. You had to have... We'll just call them good Nebula and bad Nebula, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Nebula was old Nebula was a villain, and then she had a come to Jesus moment, if you will.
Yeah.
And she came over to the good. She's an Avenger now. She's a friggin' Avenger now. I have her. Yeah. I have her figure right here. So,
I wish they would have found... Like, basically, they do the old switcheroo, where they kidnap the new Nebula and they send the old Nebula. It's a time travel movie. So they go back in time and do some shit.
Yeah.
But Thanos and them, they kidnap the old Nebula from the future, the past Nebula who's still loyal to Thanos, makes a switcheroo with her, and they goes back with the Avengers. I'm going to be honest with you, I hate those plot points in those kind of movies.
But they had to have her because she had to open the portal to Thanos.
But I wish it could have been done differently because I have stopped watching TV shows because they do switcheroos like that. There have been like the old Freaky Friday switcheroo thing where it's like somebody takes over somebody's body or somebody disguises themselves, somebody and passes himself off as them, and it's a whole fucking storyline. I have stopped
citing Freaky Friday on the podcast. That's a first. You deserve a drink for that.
Stopped watching TV shows because that plot happens. I used to watch Supernatural, and later in the series, I admit it got a little much. But I was so committed to the show that I was like, I'm just going to muscle through it and keep watching. I'm just going to keep going with it. And then they did a switcheroo episode.
They did the old okey doke on you?
Yeah, on one of the characters, one of the main characters. He was an angel character. And they did an old switcheroo where they like mind washed him. And they swapped his mind out with somebody else's. And somebody took his brain and he like passed himself off him. I was like, I'm done. Can't do it. I hate those plot points. I hate those plot points.
So you hated the Nebula.
I was not a fan of it.
The double Nebula.
I was not a fan of that. If you have to write that into your story, you're not gonna grab me. But that was luckily I'm glad that was a very, very small portion.
I gotta tell you though, I'm glad we actually got to see some dynamics in Nebula as a character, because she in Guardians and in Infinity War she played just a minor role. She was very important to Endgame, and I love Karen Gillan from when she was in Doctor Who. She was great, So I wanted to see more of her, and we did, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I love the Nebula character. Mm-hmm. It's just that plot point. I wish they could have figured out a better way of getting Thanos to the present. Basically, Like I wish they could have figured out a better way of doing it, but I'm going to talk about this briefly real quick, and this is going to be probably my last major negative of the movie before I get into like the good stuff, before we get into talking about like really talking about it.
Yeah.
I hated the way that Captain Marvel was handled in this movie.
I did too.
I hated it.
I did too.
I don't have a problem with the fact. I think it's more along the lines of Marvel hyped her up so much that she was going to be such an important plot point in this movie. She was going to be so huge in this movie. She's going to be play such an important role. And in the actual movie, she's in it for about maybe 15 minutes.
She was gone the whole time.
Exactly. And like her entire line, like she has like 2 lines in this movie. And one of those lines is, not every, I can't be on Earth because I'm busy helping other planets. Not every other planet has the Avengers. So I'm busy helping other planets. So leave me alone. Like, that's basically, like, she repeats that line over and over and over again. And I like Captain Marvel. I like the movie Captain Marvel. But, like, what's really funny is my sister, before we saw Endgame, she was like, so do I need to see Captain Marvel before I see Endgame? And I was like, I don't fucking know, because I haven't seen Endgame yet, so I don't know if you need to see it. If you ask me now, I'd be like, no, you absolutely don't fucking need to see the movie.
And see, I had to rush. Part of the reason why it took me a long time to see Endgame is because I hadn't seen Captain Marvel. I had to get myself to the theater to see Captain Marvel before I could see Endgame. Because I was under the impression, the same way you were, that she was going to be this all-important character, and she was the one who was going to kill Thanos, and it was her. It was her. I mean, you saw at the end of Infinity War when Nick Fury...
Yeah.
He was two-way paging. Yeah. He was two-way paging her. You saw her little logo. I'm like, oh, it's going to be so important for her to... But no, it really wasn't. It really wasn't.
Important.
It really wasn't.
So she honestly could have not been in the movie. Literally could have not been in the movie. The only thing they needed her for was to bring Tony Stark back to Earth. That was literally all they needed her for. Yeah. And you know what? You're going to make the argument that, oh, but what about the end of the movie whenever she came back down to Earth and she took out Thanos' ship? I'm going to be honest with you. When the ship's guns started pointing towards the sky and they started shooting up in there and there was like, what's that? Something's coming in the atmosphere. What's going on? You know what my first thought was? The remnants of the Nova Corps. Whatever was left of the Nova Corps, that's what I thought. Like maybe there was an armada of Nova Corps that was left over that escaped and they were coming down to help Earth. That's what I thought, and I would have been way more excited for that because we know whatever planet Nova Corps is part of, Nova Prime, like that's destroyed. Like Thanos took that shit out early in Infinity War. So I thought it was like, oh, maybe we're gonna have this big ship battle, and the fucking Nova Corps can come back, and they're gonna do more than just create a fucking rubber barrier like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and they're gonna do some shit. But it wasn't.
Wasn't to be.
No.
But you know what? They could have done something like that. They didn't have to have her destroy that ship.
Yes, that's my point.
Somebody else could have destroyed the ship.
They could have had a big spaceship battle.
They could have had Nebula and Tony Stark, when the going gets tough, figure something the fuck out and fix their ship at the last minute, get themselves home. Like, they could have wrote different things in to save themselves.
Exactly. They could have done a lot of different things that would have... And you could have saved Captain Marvel for, like, a future... enemy. You could have but anyway, that's probably my last major negative thing. As we talk about it, I might think of another one.
I got one question for you. What'd you think about Smart Hulk?
I liked it.
You did like Smart Hulk? I liked
Smart Hulk.
A lot of people are critical of Smart Hulk.
I liked it a lot. I thought we've seen Bruce Banner be smart. We've seen the Hulk. We've seen both these characters back and forth. I thought it was really... one thing I didn't like about it was it completely did away with the whole story arc of Hulk has a problem that Bruce Banner needs to solve.
If you've ever read Hulk comic books, which I have, the whole principle of Hulk is his internal battle with himself. His Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. That is the Hulk. By doing this, you're completely changing the character.
I don't know about that because I think they did in the comics. I'm pretty sure there was an arc where this happened in the comics, but I read Old Man Logan. Mm-hmm. I read the Old Man Logan comic books, and in Old Man Logan, he is permanently in Hulk form, and he's insane.
Yeah,
and he's insane because the radiation has destroyed his brain to the point where he's now insane and he's evil. So maybe this is just like the first step towards that, where now he's permanently in Hulk form, and it could lead to where now his brain is the radiation is going to the gamma rays are going to destroy his brain over time slowly, and maybe we'll get a story that leads to an Old Man Logan style thing where it's like now the Hulk is crazy and he's going insane, and we have to stop him somehow. So it could lead to that.
So there is a rumor out there, not getting off topic, but you're talking about maybe the MCU because they own the rights to the X-Men now, bringing it in. What's the guy who played Superman?
Oh.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
They're talking about him playing Wolverine in the MCU.
Really? That's
what a slap!
weird.
What a slap in the face to DC.
That's really weird. I mean, he's got a big project. I heard he's in The Witcher. I think they're doing a Witcher series on Netflix. I heard. I don't know if it's a meme or if it's really happening, but the Witcher's like a big video game franchise, and it's like a think like in the time period of Game of Thrones, but like more monsters and magic and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
Well, I also heard Robert Pattinson's being Batman.
Yeah, I heard that too.
How's that make you feel?
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't have a problem with Robert Pattinson, but as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
So maybe he got the news early that Robert Pattinson is going to be the new Batman. He's like, well, DC, peace her out, dude.
I don't need shiny Batman. So...
Hello, Bob Iger from Disney. You got any Disney? You got anything for me over there?
Yeah, you know.
Sure. You want to be Weapon X?
I'll shave my mustache for you. I won't make them cinematically remove it or digitally remove it.
Like Hugh Jackman was real tall. Cavalli was really tall. In the comics, Wolverine was really short.
Yeah.
And so that's one little critique I have.
He just has to get really fucking buff. That's all he has to do, really, is just get really ripped. Like, I'm talking, he has to destroy his muscles.
You can't tell me you can't go up to Canada and find some short little Canadian lumberjack hockey player who's cut to a T.
We just got to shave you. We got to trim up your beard, style it a little bit.
They
and
already
get your hair.
talk like him.
Yeah.
What do you want, bub?
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
All right.
All you got to do.
Endgame.
Endgame, anyway. Yes, Endgame. So that was probably... I don't have a problem with Smart Hulk. Do not have a problem with it at all. So there was a split-second moment where they teased Iron Man's death in the beginning of the movie, where you tease it, and we knew it wasn't going to happen, but when he was on the ship and Nebula sits him up and thing, for a split second you're like,
man,
is he dead right now? Like, he looks fucking dead. Like, it's really cool the way they did it, because they really showed the passage of time of Tony Stark on that ship. I'm just going to talk about this briefly, because he looks like a fucking skeleton. Like, he looks like he's just dehydrated, and he's malnourished, and he just looks like he's skin and bones.
Well,
you
and I talked about it. You and I talked about it, and I predicted before I saw Endgame that Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Steve Rogers, Captain America, would die.
Well, we all knew
those were my two.
We all knew that Captain America was going to be his last movie, because Chris Evans was going off anyway. We all knew, like, it had been, everybody knew that this was going to be his last movie as Captain America before Endgame even came out. Like, he had said, like, this is probably going to be my last flick. Like, I think it was even advertised, like, this is going to be Captain America's send-off.
I had heard that about Robert Downey Jr., but I didn't hear that about Chris Evans.
That's what I thought. I didn't hear about it until after the movie, but I didn't know that. I had heard that there were a lot of people talking about, like, yeah, they were talking about it. I was like, really? I didn't hear about that. Okay, then.
Well, Robert Downey Jr., he wanted to leave the MCU after Iron Man 3. Yeah. If you remember how Iron Man 3 ends, he destroys all the suits, he strolls off into the sunset with Pepper. That's how he wanted to end, and that's how it was supposed to end. But Disney had other ideas.
Let me open my checkbook here, and I'm going to just throw a couple zeros down here. You add what you need.
Yeah, they basically threw money at him and got him to come back. But he already had the mindset that he was leaving a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So they got him to stay for a few more years. But he wanted an end. He wanted, if you will, an end game for him and his character. And so I kind of figured this would be a good jumping off point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For him. As for Captain America, I didn't hear that about Chris Evans, but I can see it now. Why I thought Steve Rogers was going to die is because in some of the Secret Empire, which they played a little bit of this.
Yes, they did.
Which
they
I
did.
loved
it so much.
I love if you read the Secret Empire comic book. He does
Hail
that.
Hydra.
And when he did
Hail Hydra.
I got the biggest rock hard boner because I'm like, that's Secret Empire, and
what's really cool
it.
about that elevator scene was Steve Rogers in the elevator. If you saw Civil War, he was in an elevator with a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents that turned out to be Hydra agents, and they had a big fight scene. It was the same, apparently, from what I understand, it was the same agents that he was in the elevator with in Civil War. And there's a moment where you're like, oh, is he going to have another fight scene like Civil War? And he's like, Hail Hydra, and you're like, he fucking stealthed it.
So it's the same exact agents that he had the fight with in Civil War.
Yeah.
The one main guy with the dark hair.
Yeah.
Doesn't he become Crossbones?
I don't know.
Remember Crossbones?
I'd have to rewatch Age of Ultron to...
It was Age of Ultron, yeah.
I thought it was I'd have to rewatch it to know, but I don't remember.
Which Crossbones is a great villain, and I think that's him. He becomes... Because his face was kind of mangled.
He's fucking dead
because
now.
when the... Oh, now, because... Yeah. But that was cool. That was a cool little tip of the hat.
So good.
He said Hail Hydra.
And everybody looks around like, wait, Cap too? Fucking Cap? All right, we'll give him the fucking staff. Cap too. All right.
I fucking love that happened. I love that happened so much. But then he fights himself, which was cool. There was a Captain America versus Captain America.
That is America's ass.
That was a great one. He thought it was Loki he was fighting because
anyway, that's gonna
so cool. I'm geeking out right here. I'm fanboy moment.
It is. But I think one of the best interactions in this movie was when Tony comes back to Earth and they have that conversation of like, oh, Thanos succeeded in what he wanted to do, and Tony has that outburst. Like he's sitting there, he's got the IV in him, he's trying to get some fluids back in him, and he has that fucking outburst where he rips out the fucking IV. He's like, I fought this man and I lost. Like he threw a fucking moon at me basically. Like he destroyed us. And where were you? Like he had this outburst of Captain. Like where have you been this whole time? Like you abandoned us. Like I wanted like.
They still got bad blood from Civil War.
He's like, I wanted an Iron Man suit all around the world. I wanted a suit all around the world for this, and we didn't have it. And it's like he's blaming him for this, and then he like passes out because he's so fucking fucked up. And then the coolest scene. They and Captain Marvel's here with them. They find Thanos. They find out where his hidey hole is, where his fucking farm is, and they go there and they question him. And Thanos destroyed the fucking stones. I didn't see this part coming. Fucking Thor chops this motherfucker's head off real quick. Like it's not a lead up. It's just always he's just talking, then boom, just the axe comes out of nowhere and his head just comes off. And I'm like, they fucking killed Thanos? Like, what the fuck is this movie gonna be out? And then it pans like 5 years later and it's like, what is going on right now?
That was cool.
At that moment I'm like,
the Russo brothers did a nice job with that.
At that moment I'm like, all right, I gotta throw everything I'm thinking is gonna happen out the window because I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen at this moment. And then it's a fucking time heist. The whole movie's a fucking time heist.
Time heist, yeah.
Yeah.
Ant-Man coined that term.
Because Ant-Man fucking comes back, and that was a great scene too. When Scott Lang comes back, and like there's like half the like he's walking through neighborhoods that are overgrown with like trees and shit like that because they're abandoned from people that got snapped. And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" He sees his daughter. His daughter's 5 years older. She's this teenager now. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then he goes to the Avenger compound. It's great. Like it's a great fucking scene.
I read somewhere. The true hero, the one who actually defeated Thanos, was the rat that ran across the mixer board. Run him back. That fucking rat saved the world.
Yeah, that was a little bit too coincidental, I think, in my opinion.
I loved it. I thought it's comic booky.
It's comic booky,
and that's what we
I think
needed.
it would have been better writing if it had been like maybe thieves were trying to break in there, and then they were fucking with the van, and they hit some buttons, and then he shot out, and they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here!" And then like he came out. I think that would have been better writing, maybe. I don't know.
I love the rat. The rat,
the rat,
the hero.
Ex Machina his ass out of the fucking thing. Like,
did. I loved it so much. But Ant-Man was a big role. He played a very important role in this movie. And the first Ant-Man movie I liked.
It was fun. But to me, it was fun.
It was a heist movie. It was standalone. To me, it didn't really fit with the Avengers theme. And I know they brought him in, and they brought him in Civil War, but he's always been like that comedic relief.
This Paul Rudd, dude. Like right there.
Paul Rudd's hilarious. I like him too. But to me, Ant-Man has never been, the most worthy, the strongest Avenger. He's not been the most important.
He's a thief.
Smart. Like he's not as smart as Bruce Banner or Tony Stark. Like he didn't have a thing other than he shrinks really small. But he was so important in this.
There's a great moment where Rocket is talking to Tony, and Tony's like explaining some science shit, and Rocket's like, hey, calm down, buddy. You're only a genius on your planet. So it's like, that's so fucking cool right there, because Rocket's like, I get what you're fucking saying, dude. Relax. Like, don't talk to me like I'm stupid.
Yeah. Thor.
Fucking Fat Thor.
Fat Thor.
I loved Fat.
That pissed off so many women.
We can say we have the body of a god now. We can say we have the body of a god.
That's right, we do.
So, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was great.
And it was like their little new Asgard somewhere up in Norway or wherever they were.
Just in a fucking bay town.
It was like Ragnarok. Ragnarok turned out to be very important because Valkyrie was there, and she's going to be in charge now because Thor goes off.
I'm guessing.
Guardians.
I'm guessing those surviving as Guardians got out in escape pods. That's my guess. Because how else would they fucking survive?
He only killed half.
But he blew up the fucking ship.
They probably got out, but he only killed half.
But that's my point. Yeah. That's why I'm guessing. Did they get out in escape pods? Because fucking they blew up the ship. So how else could they get to Earth?
He only killed half of the Asgardians.
Which then begs the question: is how did Valkyrie get off? Do you really?
She wasn't on Asgard. She was on that.
She was on the ship.
She was on the ship.
She was on the ship. She got off with Thor and the Hulk and Banner and everything like that. She got off.
So what about the other guys from Ragnarok? What's the Krog?
They were on the ship too. They
got off.
Somehow they got off too. And I'm trying to figure out Valkyrie, maybe them. Yeah, Valkyrie doesn't seem like a character that would abandon Thor like that after her turn to go help him and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure that one out still. But I'm fine with it because I like Valkyrie's character. She's a great character.
I like the Ragnarok characters. I'm glad they played an important role.
When
I watched it the first time, is his name Krag or Krog?
Krog, it's something like that. It's something like that.
He was so funny in Ragnarok.
I love him.
And when he was sitting on the couch playing Fortnite with Thor, with Fat Thor, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Thor, that kid's back again.
Yeah, I loved it so much. But then when I watched it the first time and the battle scene happened, there was so much going on. I was like, was he there fighting? I had to go back and rewatch the bootlegged version. He is there.
Is he there?
He's there holding a gun. He comes out of one of those portals that the Wong and Doctor Strange and their people do. So he's there fighting.
I didn't see him.
He's there.
I didn't see him.
It's everybody. Great. It's everybody.
That's great. I mean, Valkyrie's there, so I imagine he would go to help him out too. So
he's holding a big old gun and he steps out.
What's really cool is Thor is the Big Lebowski. He's basically whoever the Big Lebowski is. Yeah, he is the Big Lebowski in this movie. Basically, that's kind of what he is, and it's great. It's great. It's amazing, and I love it. And we didn't talk about this though. I think it opened up. In my opinion, I really like the opening of this movie because it started off with Hawkeye and his family.
Oh yeah,
the opening of this movie.
We didn't get to see him in Infinity War.
I thought when
favorite Avenger.
When the opening started, I thought it was at first a trailer for a standalone Hawkeye movie. That's what I thought it was at first. They're putting a trailer for a standalone Hawkeye because he's just standing there. It kind of opened up like that. It didn't Origins or something. It didn't give you the standard Marvel scroll and the standard start that it usually gives. It was just Hawkeye, showing his daughter how to do archery. He's got his two boys and his wife over there, getting a picnic ready on their yard and this and the other thing. He turns his back and all of a sudden ashes. And he just can't find anybody. And then it just starts the movie. And I'm like, that's the fucking opening? What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was mad. We talked about it. I was mad that Infinity War was Hawkeye-less. And I know he gets shit on a lot because he's next to Ant-Man, probably the least important Avenger. But I've said this before. There was an old Sega Genesis Avenger video game I had. And he was my favorite character to play as. Hawkeye. For whatever. Just his arrows. I became
a fan of Hawkeye. After, what's the actor's name again? I can't remember.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. After he did that late night show thing where he was playing the piano and he was singing about Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
I have powers too, or something like that. That's when I was like, all right, I like him now. I really that was enough for me to like the character himself. I'm like, this is funny. I like it.
So I've seen memes. It's so Peter Parker actually has super strength. He can climb walls. He can jump. And Tony Stark still gives him an iron suit. Meanwhile, Clint over here is just a guy with a cut-off shirt who shoots a bow and arrow. Oh, but he doesn't get an Iron Man suit.
He doesn't even give him a fucking weapon. No. He doesn't even make him a brand new bow that can shoot unlimited arrows, like laser arrows or something like that.
He could make a suit for anybody. He gives one to Brody. He gives one to Pepper. He gives one to Peter. There's Clint over there. Oh, fuck you, Clint.
Tony, can I just get a bow? Can you just make me a bow? No, don't worry about it. You're fine, buddy. You're fine. You're good. No, and then he becomes fucking Ronin. He becomes samurai fucking Hawkeye, where he's just taking it. There was a lot of people I heard that was criticizing, oh, it's that's such a bad decision to have him go about the way he's doing. Oh, now he's taking down warlords and stuff like that. I think it was. Think about it. I think it was a borderline logical decision for a almost superhero in that
Anti-hero, maybe
like at this point anti-hero, but he was like a hero before.
Well, before, yeah.
Like, if you are a former hero that helped save the world and your family has been snapped away, and you've heard that maybe you went to go talk to the Avengers that are left over, and you figured out what's going on, and you're like, what the fuck is going to happen? And then you go home and you turn on the news and you see like gang wars are still going on, you know, warlords are still happening, you know, there's all this devastation going around, and you're thinking to yourself, so my fucking family got snapped and all these horrible people are still alive. Wouldn't you want to fucking take matters into your own hands if you have the skills and the resources that he has? I think that's kind of the logical conclusion for him. Like, he's got no support, he's by himself. What else are you gonna do? He's not gonna fucking start over. His family's gone. So,
and he helps out a lot. He's important to this because he's the first one who travels back in time. And he grabs the glove. And that emotional scene. Very emotional scene. But he's a very important... He is an Avenger. He is one of the original Avengers.
That written scene I felt was... It was a little weird. I don't understand why Scott wasn't the first one to go through. Because he was the one that knew how to work the suit. He had the most experience working the suit. I don't understand why he wasn't the first one to test it out.
Well, he did a few times.
He said, you know what? He said he's like really nervous to test it out. And then that's when Hawkeye was like, I'll do it first. And then immediately there was no talk about it. He just threw the suit on him. I feel like Ant-Man, considering the fact he's been to the fucking quantum realm. He knows how to work the suit. He should have been the one to test it first.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they should have had Scott go instead of Clint. But
I understand it brought an emotional scene.
It brought an emotional scene by sending him back to when his family was still around. They needed that. And I liked it. I liked it so much.
And then you've got the Avengers, and they're going to do a time heist where they're going to go back in time and steal all the fucking stones. And a lot of really good time travel movie pop culture references that they make in this. But none of them
apparently are real in this universe.
Apparently not. I don't understand how. I don't fully understand how time travel works in this universe, Mike.
No one does, Adam.
No,
it's all theoretical.
When it comes in this universe, like I understand, like how
we don't understand how it works in our universe either.
It doesn't. Apparently, it doesn't work out to where like Back to the Future and Star Trek time travel works, where you go back in time and change something, and then you go back to your present, and then that thing is changed and you feel it. Like, apparently it works where you can go back in time and change something, and then you go back to your present, and it's still your present because you apparently can't affect things in your own timeline.
Right.
So apparently that's how it works. So that's how they're able to.
Is that string theory? Because it like branches off?
Maybe. I mean, maybe that's the reason why they were able to pull Thanos out of the time stream of their past and then kill him in the future or kill him in their present and not have to have him go back in time and fuck up the timeline. You know what I mean? Like, they were able to pull Thanos and the past Gamora and the old Nebula, kill Thanos, and have the new Gamora be running around in their present and it not affect their timeline. You know what I'm saying? So she
didn't get snapped?
Apparently not. No, they've ex machina'd that shit. They've written her back into the story, and now Quill has to make her fall in love with her all over again. So that's gonna be like the next Guardians movie.
That'll be the next Guardians. Yeah.
So, that's just my guess of how time travel works in this particular universe. But they gotta go grab the stones. They gotta grab the stones so because their plan is to snap everybody back.
Where are the stones at? Where are the stones at? Does anybody know?
3 are in New York.
Thor took incredibly too long explaining to everybody the plot of Dark World, which I think by far is rated last in all the MCU films.
That's why he took too long, because it's one of those movies where it
was kind of a joke, right?
Yeah, it's a joke movie, so why wouldn't his explanation be a joke, I guess?
I think they were, because everybody else was just like looking at him. He's like, well, there's this thing called the ether, and
it wasn't
my girlfriend.
Actually stone.
She's not my girlfriend anymore.
It was more of a fluid, and it was in her. It was inside her.
Everybody's just looking at it. Like, it was a funny scene, but I'm like, he's really explaining the worst.
That is literally the plot of Dark World.
Yes,
he's explaining.
He explained the plot, and then all the other movies are like, okay, we were there. We know what happens here, so let's just go. Yeah, they're all in New York.
Like, it was the greatest thing whenever they extract the ether from. What's her fucking name? Natalie Portman's character.
Yeah, she's not important.
Yeah, they extract the ether from her. There's a great thought of like, now imagine Captain America having to go back in time and then reinsert the ether into Natalie Portman's character. Like, what is that fucking conversation like? Like, what is that going?
Oh shit!
Like, what is
I
that?
never thought about that.
You know, even I've been hearing about it all the time. Like, what the fuck is that conversation? Like, you got to either go up to her and convince her, be like, look, I got to re-inject this into you, or you have to like sneak into her and like, or like date rape her or something like that, or like date drug her so that like she passes out, and then you
do that?
like, yeah, like old Cap has to like seduce her and be like, get her into bed and be like, here's just a little prick.
I would put him as the last one that could probably pull that seducing off.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's like, how do you do it?
Do you remember Natalie Portman's character in the Thor movies?
Yeah, she was really boring.
And her best friend was the chick with the big tits from
really
Two Broke Girls.
Really hot.
They were thirsty bitches. They were some thirsty thoughts. And they probably would have been like, Captain America?
That's
okay.
That's America's ass right there. That's America's ass right there. So
that's the only thing I can think of. How they pull. Maybe Disney will give us more of how this was gonna pull it off.
I don't know, but yeah. So they got to steal the fucking stones, and they steal the stones. This is all just. I thought it was all really good. You know, they've split up into groups. You've got Black Widow and Hawkeye going to go get the. What was the stone? The spirit stone.
Which one was where?
The spirit stone, the life
Soul
stone.
stone.
Soul stone. That's what it's called. They had to go get that. Then you had Ant-Man and Iron Man and Thor, or not Thor, Captain America and Hulk, or going back to Avengers 1 to get all three stones: the time stone, the power stone, or not the power stone, the mind stone, and the. Fuck if I remember the third one was. Can't remember what it was called.
Power, mind.
Space Stone. Not Power Stone is the purple one from Guardians.
Space Stone. I couldn't remember which one.
That's that one. So they got to go get that one, and then you've got Gamora and Rhodey going to get the Power Stone from Quill. And then I thought it was really... I laughed. I had a good laugh about it whenever they redid the Guardians 1 intro when Quill's sitting there singing and stuff like that. And then it's just them from the outside and you don't hear the music, obviously, and he looks like a fucking idiot just sitting there singing and kicking rats and stuff like that.
He's a fucking idiot. Or they
like,
call him a fucking moron. They call him something.
Yeah. I thought that was really good. And then they have this really cool moment where I thought it was fine, but I thought it pulled you out of the movie a little too much, where Captain America and Tony Stark have to go even further back in time to go get the one of the stones because they fucked up in the Space Stone. Loki steals it, which that's why Loki's alive right now. Shit. Good thing that wasn't open. That's why Loki's no longer dead. That's why Loki is no longer killed by Thanos, because he took the Space Stone and he zapped away with it. So he's alive now. You're welcome, Internet. But now they got to go back in time even further, and then Tony Stark has that moment with his dad, and we see Jarvis, and then Captain America has that moment where he sees what's her name?
Peggy
Carter. And which I thought was really important because it kind of showcased the end of Captain America, because every single movie you've seen Captain America in, pretty much he always talks about how the road not taken, the life that he missed out on and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of also his swan song, so to speak.
It is.
But by this point, like we forgot to mention, Tony Stark figured out time travel in like 5 seconds. Apparently, he's got a kid.
Oh, the kid. So. Adam,
I'm
gonna play.
So beautiful.
So, I bawled. I cried in the theater. I think the hardest I've ever cried for a movie since like Jack died in Titanic. Like, it hit me in the feels so much because they played the heartstrings of people like me. No offense to you, because I'm sure it was emotional for you,
dude. I got emotional
as a dad, seeing Tony and Pepper have a child. And seeing how much I'm like getting emotional now talking, like reliving it. Kristen hasn't seen it yet. Let's just say Tony Stark's her favorite.
Really?
She's going to watch that scene. She
die.
might be done. She might not finish the movie.
She might give up on life.
She might, like, it's so, God, I don't even know. I have nowhere. I'm gonna get worked up here. So let's move on.
All emotional stuff. So, but that's how they figure out time travel, and that's Tony Stark's agreement that I have my daughter, I have my family, I have my life. I'll help you with this as long as we don't change what I already have.
He wants to save Peter.
Yes. That's his whole motivation is because he has a picture of him with Peter Parker, and Peter Parker was like a son to him.
He feels responsible.
That's what they've written him as. Peter Parker is almost like a son to him, so he brought Peter Parker into his life. He did all this stuff, so now he has to do what's right and bring Peter Parker. And he almost didn't do it. He almost didn't do it because his family means so much to him, but he ultimately makes the decision. But they go back, they do this time heist thing. Fucking Black Widow gets killed.
Did you see that coming?
I mean, they had to go get the stone. I saw one of them dying. I didn't know who it was going to be.
Yeah.
One of them had to die because Red Skull's up in that fucking mountain.
The fact that they put Red Skull in there, that's an
unanswered
question.
Not the original actor, by the way, that played, not Hugo Weaving, I think is the name of the actor that played
from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's not
Matrix.
That's not Hugo Weaving that does that character anymore.
Oh,
so they
you can tell.
No, but I'm just saying, like he's like that's a completely different actor. But yeah, he tells him like, yeah, this what's going down. Like you got to give up something. And then they have this whole scuffle where they're fighting each other to see who's gonna jump off the fucking mountain first, and it ends up being Black Widow that falls to her death.
Mm-hmm.
Now I heard somebody talking about this before, and I don't know how it adds up, but there was somebody that said that they went back and watched Infinity War, and when Gamora gets thrown off by Thanos, there's another dried pool of blood somewhere near Gamora. They're saying that is Black Widow's blood. I don't know how true that is, or if that even works out in the way they're doing time travel, but that's what they said.
But that wouldn't make sense. That's my Soul
point.
Stone wouldn't be there.
Well, but Cap took it back. Remember,
Cap
had to take all the stones back and put them back where they were.
What do you think Captain America did when he goes to take the Soul Stone back?
That's another fucking
Red Skull.
That's another fucking thing
His
that people
arch.
are talking about. Like what? Like they shows up at the fucking mountain and takes a soul. First of all, he puts a Soul Stone back. Why didn't fucking Nat come back? If you're gonna give him back the Soul Stone, it's like, here's a Soul Stone back. Can I have my fucking person back?
It works that way, doesn't it?
No, but still, it's fucking equal.
Maybe he asked.
Equal exchange.
Maybe he asked at the time.
Maybe.
But I'd like to see that. I'd like to see how that transpires. Like Captain America walks up to the planet.
All I want is another movie, and all I want is Captain America's Adventures Through Time. That's all I fucking want. Where Captain America
Disney Plus streaming series. I could see it happening.
Could be where it shows you Captain America with all 6 stones and the fucking Thor hammer, and he's going back through time to try to fix and put the stones.
Mjolnir with him.
Yes, and he's trying to fix and put everything back the way it was. That's all I want to fucking see right now is his adventures through time. That's what I thought it was going to be at first. I thought when because I didn't know at the time when I was watching the movie that it was going to be Captain America's last movie. I thought that he was going to go back in time, and then I saw it happening. I saw it happening that he wasn't going to come back through that portal, and when it didn't happen, I was like, that's going to be the next Captain America movie. He's stuck in time somewhere. He's stuck in time. He's stuck back in the past, and something's gonna be going down. There's an adventure going on in the past. That's what I swore that was going to be the next one. But we'll talk about it later. But we find out that it's not. So,
which is something from the comics that I'd like to discuss that strayed a little bit different than the comic books.
Yeah. But anyway, they get all the fucking stones, and then it gets to the real fucking meat of the movie. This is the real meat of the movie. Whenever they come back, they bring all the stones back. Tony Stark, they study the stones. Tony Stark makes a fucking gauntlet to put the stones in, and they have a fight about who's gonna wear the gauntlet. Thor's fixed all his emotional problems because he had a heart-to-heart with his mother, which I thought was really fucking sweet. I thought it was so cool. The heart-to-heart that he has with his mother.
Yeah.
When he goes back to Thor fucking Dark World and shit, that was so So great.
Who'd have thought Dark World would have had to play
I know,
such an
right?
important
I know,
part?
right?
Like, everybody hates that movie, but it's important.
From the beginning of Dark, where you see fucking them sneaking around and stuff like that, like
with
little
Rocket,
shrews. Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it.
It was great. But so Thor's like, I'm the strongest Avenger. Blah blah. It's got to be me, and they're all fighting about it. And Bruce is like, no, you people don't understand. It's got to be me. Like I'm the one that's got to fucking wear it because it's apparently mostly gamma rays,
radiation,
apparently.
which is nothing to him.
Yeah.
But plus he's the freaking Hulk. He gets shot and blown up and he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like you can't kill the Hulk.
Yeah. So apparently he's got to be the one, and like they make it a really big, really important point. Just fucking bring the people back. Don't make any changes. Mm-hmm. Don't do anything fucking fancy. Just bring the people that Thanos snapped away back. And he puts a gauntlet on. He's like, oh, he's struggling with it, which shows how powerful fucking Thanos is, because Thanos could put that fucking gauntlet on and not give a shit and be able to use it. Thor is fucking struggling, just trying to, or not Thor, Hulk is struggling, just trying to fucking hold it together, and just fucking snaps his fingers and all this other shit. Really cool, brings everybody back. And then there's that fucking moment where bad Nebula has brought Thanos this whole fucking ship, that huge ship through the fucking portal, and just decimates the Avenger compound, just blows it up right after he does a snap.
Where is that located? Is it upstate New York? Where's the Avenger?
I have no idea. It's out in the middle of fucking nowhere. That's all I know.
I think it's still in New York State. I just don't think it's New York City.
Something weird about it, though. There's something weird. When Thanos' ship come through, there's enough time that passes where I'm surprised the military didn't get involved in any way, shape, or form. I'm surprised there wasn't I know it's like a superhero movie and I know all this and everything, but its military didn't get involved in some way. I'm surprised
that American military budget just got sliced in half.
Yeah, I guess so.
Even though it's still the highest in the world.
Yeah.
You have half as many soldiers, half as many generals.
But they could have like a few jet planes fly by and be like, we gotta fire some, just to show like, hey, we're paying attention too, because fucking General Ross was real quick to be like, hey, arrest Captain in fucking Infinity War, like arrest those men, arrest them, like they betrayed the fucking Sokovia Accords. So if they're paying attention to fucking anything, then I think they would be paying attention to that. But
maybe they were there.
Maybe I guess I'll have to go back and look and see if I see any Black Hawk helicopters flying by or something.
Maybe they were fighting alongside everybody.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole fucking sequence. Everybody's scattered in the compound. Thor's using like the last of his strength to try to hold up the compound, whatever he has left. Rocket's getting crushed. Rhodey is getting fucking. He's got to crawl out of his fucking suit. All the shit's going on. Hawkeye's just running down halls being chased by fucking Thanos' beasts. And
well, he's got the gauntlet.
Yeah, he's the one that's got the gauntlet.
Clint has the gauntlet. He's running away from those giant pterodogs that Thanos brought. And you're right, Rocket and Rhodey are like about to get crushed until Scott saves them.
Yeah, Scott Lang. Well, like he saves them once the big shit starts happening. Like he kind of races down there. At this point, past Gamora's now on their side because future Nebula convinces her and is like, we're sisters. I'm good. I changed my ways. Help me stop Thanos. All this and this. While this is all fucking going on, the real meat of what the movie is happening up top. We have the classic fucking three. We've got Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor ready to take on Thanos. And they're like, I've heard some criticism about there being the way that they write Thanos' power. Like, oh, is he really this powerful? Like, how is he this powerful whenever he's got, no stones, but then whenever, he has a couple stones when he's fighting them on their planet, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and all them can kind of like fight him a little bit and have a decent amount of time. I mean, you got to remember, like, Thor's fat Thor. So like he's out of commission, out of practice. Iron Man is just getting over being malnourished and all this other shit like that. Like he's Oh wait, never. That was 5 years ago. Never
It's
mind.
5 years.
But he's still out of practice. I mean, he's been 5 years just chopping wood and
He's been a family man.
Yeah, so like there's some things happen. It's a good fight though. There's a good fight that goes on. Thor brought Mjolnir back from the past and everything
He
like
did,
that.
that
So
was fun.
he's dual wielding, his new axe and fucking Mjolnir. It's
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker,
Mjolnir.
yeah. He's just going at it, and it's a good fight. Then the moment happens where we see who is really worthy. Who is really worthy, Scott?
Captain Rogers. He can
Rogers.
He can wield Mjolnir, which is
got Cap with his shield in one hand, Mjolnir in the other, and it is the greatest fucking fight scene ever because he's sitting there throwing the shield comes back to him, he hits it with Mjolnir, it goes back electrified, and he's just whacking it back and forth. It's really fucking cool. It's a great fight scene.
I mean, this battle, before this, the Battle of Wakanda, the Infinity War, those two battles are the number 1 and number 2 biggest battles Disney's ever pulled off since the Battle of Pride Rock and Lion King.
Yeah, I guess.
That was a big battle until these.
Yeah. I mean...
Don't front on the Battle of Pride Rock.
I'm not going to front on Battle of Pride
Okay.
Rock. Well, I look forward to see...
epic. Those hyenas versus lions with the fire.
I look forward to see what the updated version of that is.
Yeah, it was a fucking cool battle.
We'll
but this battle... Wow.
Like it's really cool because Thanos beats him down, and then Thanos delivers one of the most scariest lines. Like he talks about some of the most scary shit he's ever talked about, in that I've never taken joy in conquering any planet and killing any people, but I'm gonna take a lot of fucking joy in taking out your whole planet because that's the plan, because you pissed me off so much. And that's a scary fucking thought right there. Because he's beaten down Cap, he's beaten down Iron Man. Cap's shield he's bloody, he's dirty, his shield's half broken, and then he stands up, and Thanos has zapped down his entire fucking army, all the people that they've killed, all the bad guys they've killed and everything like that in the last movie, and he's just Captain America by himself, standing against the army. And that was the moment where I was like, this is where they're gonna kill Captain America. This is when they're gonna do it right here. And then you get the fucking line, on your left, Cap.
Yeah.
The classic on your left line. And this is the moment when I first kind of teared up a little bit. This is the moment where I first kind of teared up because it was such an epic moment where the magicians have opened up all these fucking portals, and everybody comes through.
Every single person.
Everybody, fucking Doctor Strange pulls the Guardians and Spider-Man through the portal from wherever, from Titan. Wakanda comes through.
All of Wakanda.
All of Wakanda. Everybody that was snapped. Just, oh my God. Like every single past character you've ever seen that can fight comes through. It's like, oh, this is all you could brought. And like, oh, you wanted more? Fucking Ant-Man just breaks through the fucking compound, and Hulk comes through, and then we got Rhodey in like this new suit of armor, and then we got Rocket right
on his shoulder, holding the gun.
Bucky's come through. It's so fucking Bucky epic. Scarlet Witch just flies through the portals like, let's fucking do this.
Was Nick Fury there?
I didn't see him. He could have been there, like I said, like we've been talking about.
He would have been like leading the military, like he would have been doing Shield members.
I didn't see
him either.
I didn't see him till the end of the movie, but. Yeah, like everybody goes through it, and the fucking music and the epicness. This is the moment that has been leading up for 20 movies. This is the moment of, now we've got this epic fight. It's like classic comic book where you've got all the good guys on one side and you got all the bad guys on the other side, and they're just running at each other. Valkyrie's on her fucking Pegasus, just flying into battle. It's so fucking epic, and they clash, and it's so good.
Pepper shows up in the rescue suit.
Yes.
Like, yes. Like, she's here to everybody.
They crammed as many people as they could into this, and it is as epic as it sounds. It is so good. It's the moment where I teared up, where I was like, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This is everything I want in this movie right here. And it is an epic battle. And throughout the entire battle, they're trying to get the gauntlet over to Ant-Man so that him and the Wasp can like take the Infinity Stones back in time to get it out of Thanos' grasp. And that's the whole concept of this movie. And like Thanos realizes he's gonna fucking lose, and so he bitches out and tells his ship to start blasting on the thing. They take Doctor Strange out of commission real early in this fight, though. Doctor Strange is Sorcerer Supreme. He's the most powerful.
Well, he makes
magician.
that tornado come, which was
he doesn't
cool.
make the tornado come. It's what happened. The ship, as it's blasting, blows. At this time, they're in a crater. They're in a crater fighting, but there's a lake up there, and they blow whatever's left of the land, so the lake is going to flow in. So Doctor Strange takes the water and makes it into a tornado and tries to hold back the water as best they can. So they kind of take him out of commission real early, which is...
I kind of like that, though. I like that.
It looked cool, but I was like, I want to see some more fucking million-armed Doctor Strange and just throwing whips and shit like that. Like, I was like, let me fucking see some shit like that.
Make himself like Matrix himself into a million, and then all fights.
Like he did there. Like that was a cool scene. But then you know, Captain Marvel comes down and destroys the ship, and
she's arguably too powerful.
She is, but there's a moment where Thanos gets the gauntlet back, and he's about to snap again, and Captain Marvel stops him and is holding. She's powerful enough where she is holding the gauntlet, like she's there holding his hands open, and it's the coolest fucking scene where he pops the Power Stone out into his left hand and punches the fuck out of her, and it's like. It just shows how powerful he is that he's able to hold the Power Stone without bursting into flames like Guardians of the Galaxy did and shit.
Did in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I forget, it's been a while since I've watched it. Ronan couldn't hold, like, did he explode?
He held it briefly to put it in his hammer. Okay. So he put it in his hammer, but he wasn't holding it in his hand.
So Ronan is at this battle fighting alongside Thanos.
Is he there too?
Yes.
I didn't see him.
Because it's time travel. He's not dead anymore. So,
but he wasn't on Thanos' ship, I didn't think.
He's there. You see him there.
Okay. I didn't know.
You see him there. And he was such a badass in Guardians.
Yeah.
Such a badass. But in Captain Marvel, because he was in Captain Marvel, he was kind of a bitch in Captain Marvel. Remember he left when he saw her?
He did.
He's kind of a bitch in this. He like comes up.
I'd have liked to have seen more of him.
He was so badass in Guardians. He's a great villain, I think. And in both Captain Marvel and Endgame, you didn't see enough of him. I feel like he could have been a better villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I like Ronan as a villain.
I think maybe they were just trying to focus on Thanos at that point.
I guess.
It was all about Thanos at that point. They didn't really focus on his minions for the only minion you saw was the magic one. All the other minions didn't really show up until like the fight scene itself.
I mean, Cull Obsidian, who I love, he's enormous.
Yeah,
he got his arm chopped off in the Battle of Wakanda, and he got killed. But he's back now because it's a time travel thing. So it's him from the past. So he's there again fighting. He's not a dark elf. He's a dark troll or something. His race is something weird. Something Asgardian.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
But he's tough.
Yeah.
I like him. I mean, he's just a minion. He's just a muscle, if you will, but I like him.
And then we get that moment where Iron Man is beaten down and he looks over at Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange gives him the hand gesture where he just points one finger, is like, "This is the one. Mm-hmm. This is the one, Tony." Because Tony asks him early whenever he shows back up, is like, "So those 14 million or billion possibilities that you went through, and you said we only won one. Is this the one?" He's like, "I can't tell you because it'll change the outcome."
Right.
So like he shows him like this is the moment. This is your moment. And Tony makes the split-second decision to just blast towards Thanos, grab the gauntlet, and you think he's trying to pull it off. Then Thanos shoves him back. He's like, "No, Bob, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah." And he snaps his fingers and nothing happens, and pans over to Tony, and he's got stones in his right hand, and they're just forming into the perfect position in his hand. And like he plays off of what Thanos' line is like, "I am destiny," or "I am eternal," or something like that.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, and that's a moment of he just is iron, and then he just snaps. And it's really fucking cool because everything in this movie has been an Easter egg from previous other movies. It's all been callbacks.
So many tips of the cap.
Exactly.
Previous films.
And that line was his last line in Iron Man 1.
I know.
It was so cool. Like the moment whenever he's he's trying to like have that press conference and reveals that he's Iron Man. It's the same line, and it's really cool. And he snaps his fingers, and he snaps all of Thanos' army away. And I think Thanos had the greatest send off ever because he doesn't get angry. He doesn't try to charge at Tony or anybody else. Like, he has that moment where he looks around and he realizes he's lost, and he just sits down and takes it. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I guess I'm done. And it's really cool. And then they have the emotional moment that comes next. It comes with Tony Stark's death. He's just sitting there.
Which I knew, I didn't know, but I figured that he was going to buy the farm in this episode. But because you already introduced his family, and then when Peter comes over to him... God! And Pepper comes over to him.
He's just sitting there, and you could see like half his arm is burned, like half his face is like a little burn. He's just dying right there. And Peter comes over. He's like excited, like, we won, Mr. Stark, we won, like we did it, like you could celebrate, blah. And he's like, Mr. Stark, what's going on? And you could see like Peter realizing, oh, he's dying, and he starts crying, and Pepper has to like pull him off of him, and like have her little moment with him. And
when she goes, it's okay. She tells him it's okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Yeah. Waterworks.
You can
in the theater.
you can rest.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You can rest. It's okay.
We'll be fine. We'll be okay. Like that was his entire motivation throughout the entire movie. From the moment he figured out time travel, he had that moment with Pepper in the cabin. Like his whole entire worry was, are you going to be okay? Like is my family going to be okay without me? Is this going to happen? And Pepper gives him that solace of like, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. I guess from what I read, there was a deleted scene where they were going to include it in there where Tony has a moment similar to Thanos has. Remember in Infinity War when he gets the Soul Stone, he has that moment with Baby Gamora. He apparently has a moment in that same world as he's dying, but he meets older Morgan, like an older version of his daughter, and they have a moment together.
Wow.
And that would have been his send off, like, is everything okay? And she would have told him, like, everything's okay, Dad, you can go. Wow. Like that's what I read, that there was I read that there was a deleted scene there, but it was because the movie was so long they didn't feel like that including that would have really been that important, so they figured they would just send him off with an everything's okay. Don't worry about it. You're good. But they can't end it there because he has his final send off, him talking to his family, and I thought it was really cool. In the movie, Tony Stark and his daughter had this little thing they would do called "I Love You 3000," and what was really cool about it was apparently Robert Downey Jr. does that with his kids too. Like he says that really to his kids in real life.
Oh, really?
Like that's what he says that to his kids. I love you 3000. And that's what they do and stuff like that. So he included that in the movie. I was like, oh, that just makes it so much even more emotional. And then there's a whole cheeseburger scene at the end where Happy's sitting there with the daughter. He's like, what do you want to eat? And he's like, cheeseburgers.
In Iron Man 1, when he's first rescued from the cave in wherever, Afghanistan or wherever he's kept.
Yeah.
And Happy says, what? He's like, I want a cheeseburger. And that's a callback to that.
It's such a callback. Like, and Happy knows he has a smile on his face. Like,
your dad liked cheeseburgers too.
I'm going to get you all the cheeseburgers you can eat. All the cheeseburgers you can eat. It's so cool. The funeral, it's emotional. It's great.
I read something. I don't know how true this is, but Tom Holland, he's been notorious for letting spoilers slip. He goes, so we're filming the scene. He's like, and apparently it's a funeral, but everybody told me it was a wedding. He's like, actually, it was actually one of the earlier scenes we filmed. He's like, just because it was everybody, you want to get it out of the way. He's like, so we're filming this wedding scene that I was told. He's like, and I get there and we're getting ready to film and we're all dressed up, because it's a wedding. He goes, and I look around and go, where's Robert in this scene? He's like, so the Russo brothers told me we were filming a wedding, but we were filming a funeral.
That's genius because damn well he would have given it away.
Yeah.
Tom Holland's just so excited to be part of the fucking universe that he just gives everything away.
Well, again, I saw an interview with Tom Holland. He's just like super fanboy. Like loved Spider-Man, loved comic books, loved the Avengers. Like a fan before he was ever into acting. Like he did some like Broadway stuff over in England, whatever their version is. to have this role is like a dream for him.
Yeah.
So he just can't stop geeking out. Like
it shows in his part. It shows in his role as he's playing it. Like he loves being himself. Like he loves.
It shows when he goes on the late night show and then says, and like Kent gets so excited and gives away spoilers all the time. He's done it more than once.
Yeah. So makes total sense. Makes total fucking sense. Like. And then we've already alluded to it, but Captain America has to go back in time and put Mjolnir and the stones back, and you know, I didn't catch this, but a lot of people said that this is what they think happened because there's a moment when before he zaps himself back, Bucky is there with him, and Captain America has this plan where he's going to go back in time, he's going to put everything back, and then he's going to go back and beat up with Peggy Carter after he was frozen in time in that ship, and he's going to live his life. And he doesn't tell anybody about this, but there's a lot of people that think that he told Bucky about it, and Bucky knew the plan the entire time.
Oh, really?
Because there's a moment where they're looking at each other, and Bucky looks at him like, this is the last time I'm really ever going to see you, probably. And he's like, good luck, good luck with everything, Cap. And he's like, goodbye and good luck. And it's like they have this goodbye
That's his
moment.
best friend.
Yeah, but they have this goodbye moment where it's not like I'm gonna see you in 5 seconds. It's like Bucky's like, good luck with everything.
And that makes sense because when you see an elderly Steve Rogers sitting on the bench, like a little bit of ways from them, Sam and Bucky are there, and Bucky says to Sam, "This is your time."
Yeah, go over there. Head over there.
Yeah.
So like
Bucky knew.
So like so that's what people think, that Captain America told Bucky, "This is my plan. I'm gonna go live my life. I'm gonna do this. I will if I'm alive, I will come back and I will meet you here, in my old age." And so when he sees the old man, he's like, there he is, and so he tells him go over there. And then we've got Sam going over there to meet with elderly Captain America, elderly Steve Rogers, and they have this little moment, and Steve passes the shield to Sam.
This is the part I'd like to interject, because in the comics, which I've read, it's very different than the comics. Not very different, but in the comics, Steve Rogers dies.
Yeah.
And Bucky, the Winter Soldier, picks up the shield and becomes Captain America. So Captain America is Bucky, because the Winter Soldier is kind of like a weird superhero to begin with, and he has the same superpowers. He's a super soldier, whereas Sam, who's Falcon, he's already sweet. He can freaking fly with those wings. Like, to me, it makes sense to let Bucky become Captain America. But no, they got to throw a curveball and do it completely different than the comics. And they make Sam the new Captain America. And I like it, even though I like Falcon as a character. I don't know if he can incorporate that into the new Captain America or whatever, but
maybe. Captain America can fly.
But maybe. I'm going to say it, Adam. I'm going to go there. Well, I like seeing an African-American Captain America. That's going to make the racist skin crawl, and I love everything about that.
Well, it's like, the thing with Bucky is, I think it'd be really hard to make Bucky... First of all, Bucky hasn't been really in that many movies compared to the Falcon. Bucky's been in Captain America 1, he's been in Civil War, and then briefly in Infinity War. But he's always been like a supporting character. And yeah, Falcon's a fairly supporting character too, but he's been more in the front compared to Bucky. He's been more in front. I would
say that Falcon and Bucky have been in like the same movies.
Maybe, but Falcon has had more screen time, and comparatively, even though Bucky is Captain America's best friend, Falcon and Captain have this weird connection. They have this special connection with each other, and they've had more screen time with each other, so it seems like they have a better connection than Captain does with Bucky. Like, at least to the audience. Like, it would look weird. I think it would look weirder if he gave it to Bucky to the audience, because the regular audience that doesn't know anything about the comic books would be like, well, this motherfucker hasn't been, like, he hasn't had that much screen time. It's always been, Falcon and Captain. Falcon's always had Captain's back.
The Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky, the actor, ladies love him.
Yeah, because he's a handsome
good-looking fella. I just think he could have pulled it off.
I'm not saying he couldn't have done it. I'm just saying from the point of view from like fans who pay attention to the story and don't really pay attention to the comic books, it probably makes a little more sense for Falcon to get the shield than Bucky to get the shield.
And I like that they did the comics. Bucky's the new Captain America, but in this movie, It's going to be
Which
Sam.
I'm going to wonder how Sam's going to have to deal with the shield, because like to be able to toss that shield and have the agility to catch it and everything like that. Yeah, exactly. To do some damage and then to have the quick reflexes to be able to catch it on its flyback.
Yeah,
You've seen that shield fly back.
Bucky can do that.
Yes,
because he's
Bucky
a super soldier. I don't know, man.
I don't know. We'll see.
I love the only thing I love giving the shield to Sam instead of Bucky is that he's black. I love that. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there.
That's not a
it's
good reason to like it.
Why not? It's very innovative.
But you're pulling race into it. Race isn't a good reason.
I'm pulling it in a good way, Adam.
But
in a good way.
Race on both ends isn't a good reason to just like something. Race on either end is not a good reason just to like something. As much as
superheroes have been whitewashed over the decades of superheroes being superheroes.
I understand
it's nice to see a little bit of culture.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but why does the black man have to take the white man's persona? Why can't he just be a good Falcon, which has always been a black character?
That's what I said starting off. I like Falcon as a character.
But I'm just saying on the other, on the
Falcon go away.
I'm just saying, but I know, but I'm saying on the other end of it, like you could say, like it's nice to see, the black man get his dues, get what he's
forget about
his reward.
Forget about Sam and Bucky for a minute. Let's look at the superheroes. Let's look at Falcon and Winter Soldier. Who do you like better?
Falcon, because he's had more screen time.
I like Falcon. I like Falcon better than Winter Soldier. I do. Bucky's probably had more screen time than Sam because of First Avenger, Captain America: First Avenger. He's like a main character, but he's not.
Yeah, but he's not like doing the superhero stuff.
No, he's not. He's just
a regular ass guy, so that doesn't.
That's
count.
why I said
doesn't count in my opinion.
Bucky has more screen time than Sam, but Falcon has more screen time than Winter Soldier.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Yes, that's fair. That's a fair.
Okay.
Correction, yes. I think one of my more favorite lines is at the end whenever Sam shakes his hand and he sees the wedding ring and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to tell me about you got another story to tell me? You want to tell me about what's going on there?" And he just gives his look and he looks off this. He's like, "No, I think I'm gonna keep that one to myself." I thought that was a really cool line where it's like, "Yeah, I'm keeping this for me. You don't need to fucking know about this. I gave you the shield. You don't need to know about this shit." And then they showed the flashback. Yeah, of them dancing together.
Of, Agent Carter and Steve Rogers dancing in the house to String of Pearls.
Yeah, yeah, and then it cuts away, and then the credits. I was like, that's a pretty nice ending. That's a pretty cool ending. I'm really surprised, and I'm really happy with the fact they have no end credits scene in this movie. I thought it was really cool because to me this movie is a perfect jumping off point for a lot of people. This movie is a perfect movie for people who want to be done with the MCU, to be like, I've given you 22 movies of my life. I'm done. I'm jumping off. This is the end of my saga. I'm done.
I went to see it with my nephew. He had already seen it. And I'm sitting there and he stands up. I give him a look like, "Is this your first MCU movie? You gotta stay for the after credits." He goes, "There is no after credits." And I felt like a punch in the gut. I'm like, no, I want more.
There is something that happens at the end where apparently I don't... This is what I've read, because I've hit the point with every MCU movie now. I Google when the credits hit, is there an after credits and is it important for me to stay? And if I read a couple articles and if it says it's not important for me to stay, I'm like, I'll catch it when it comes on DVD or Blu-ray. Like, I'll catch it then. So I did it this time, and there is something that happens at the end, but it's not an after credits. It is basically, if you remember from Iron Man 1, when he is in the cave and he's banging away at the metal, and you hear that sound of him banging away with the hammer, they just show that sound. That's all you hear. Is
you don't see
anything. Sound. You just hear just bang, 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 and that's him, Tony Stark from Iron Man 1, banging away where it all started. Where it all started was him banging away in that Middle Eastern cave with the iron to make the first Iron Man
just
suit.
The sound, no clip.
Yeah, that's apparently what it is.
Well,
so
one thing we forgot to mention,
not worth sticking around for.
One thing we forgot to mention, I'd like to point out. You were giving me shit for bringing race into it. What about bringing gender into it? What about the scene during the battle where it was the group of females all together?
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was a really, really cool scene. I'm gonna say this, and I've heard of some other people say this too, and I agree with them, where Spider-Man is like, don't you need some help? And then all the women come around like, she's got some, and they all gather around. I thought it was a really cool scene. If I'm gonna shit on it, I'm gonna shit on it saying, Captain Marvel doesn't need any fucking help. What are you talking about? She can literally blast through everything. She does not need any help to get this gauntlet to the van. So if I'm gonna shit on it, it's gonna be because she don't need no fucking help. What are you talking about? She's Captain fucking Marvel. She blasted through a goddamn spaceship and took this massive armada ship out by herself. She don't need your help getting through some minions.
And I think what they were doing is people geeked out. People loved in Infinity War during the Battle of Wakanda. There was the scene where they were like in the trench.
Yeah.
And it was Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, what's her name? Okoye?
I think so.
Okoye, the one who the general of the Wakandan army who's with Black Panther. It was like the three of them, I think.
I know it was them.
And they fought the one female of the children of Thanos, the one she had like the big blades.
Yeah,
I don't even know what her name was.
Yeah, I think it was Okoye.
Okoye, yeah,
something like that.
The three of them fought her. That was a really cool, badass, strong woman scene.
Yeah.
And in Endgame, they took that to a whole fucking new level. You had Pepper Potts as Rescue, the Wasp, Valkyrie, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel. Who else came there? What am I forgetting?
No, you don't need to name names. Literally every single main female character.
Every female. You can
Literally
think of.
every single main female character.
Gamora, Nebula.
Yeah, they were all there.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna shit on it, not from a male perspective, shitting on a female perspective, but just from a person who shits on bad writing. If I'm gonna shit on it, I'm gonna shit on it like this, where I think it's a strong female moment, but to get every single plot point female important character in this huge fucking battle in this one spot by themselves going to do this.
If it's a real battle.
In a real fucking battle, like dealing with some nonsensical alien bullshit that's going on, to get all this one group of every single plot important female character in this one area, it's like, come on.
They're gonna
give me a group of strong women, but don't give me every single one of them.
Every single one of them, and nobody else. Like War Machine with Rocket on his shoulder couldn't have walked over. You guys need our help too? Yeah, like no, fuck you, women only.
Look, I got bombs I can drop. You saw me in Infinity War. I can drop some bombs. Like, come on, I'm important too.
I just picked two random guys in the Avengers, but
yeah,
those two walk over. Do you need our help too? No, we fucking got this.
Thor comes flying over. Like, can I help you too? Remember, I did kill Thanos. Don't forget, I did cut his head off.
Nope. No. They were busy fighting elsewhere. It just so happened that all the females were free at that one very moment.
I will sin coincidence more than I'm not going to sin sexism of like, oh, fucking females, female empowerment. No, I'll sin more coincidence of like, you have every single important female in one area.
Shuri was there too, which I love Princess Shuri.
She can't fly. Where the fuck did she come from?
She had giant blasters on her hands.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she can't fly. How's she going to get over to this one spot at the same time with them?
You know what I kind of wanted to see, and I kind of wanted to see Vision come back.
Yeah, but he didn't die from the snap.
I know. But
we didn't talk about this.
I had a theory.
Go ahead.
That when in Infinity War, when Shuri is trying to make him still live and get the Infinity Stone out of him, I think she backed up his program on her Wakandan network.
That's extremely interesting. Well, I mean, if you remember, she was doing, like, right whenever one of Thanos' minions was battling through, she made some quick clickety-clack on the keyboard, like, I could do something real quick, and we didn't see the result of that. So that could be that, too.
She backed him up.
Because you remember, she did Infinity War make a snide remark to Bruce Banner when she was talking about him and Tony's work of like, well, why didn't you just do it this way? But like, because we didn't think of it at the time. He's like, whatever. Let me just click. Yeah. So like, I would absolutely believe that theory, and that would be really cool because I feel like Ultron could come back. I feel like Vision could come back.
I want more Ultron. I said this to you when we did our recap of Infinity War. I kind of wanted an end credit scene. I'll say it again if you didn't listen to this. Of a dead body of Vision laying there, stoneless, ripped out, wires hanging down, eyes open, and all of a sudden, sparks start coming out of the hole where the stone was, and you hear, no strings on me, and Ultron comes back in Vision's body. That'd be so fucking cool.
That'd be cool.
Because part of Ultron was in there. And Ultron in the comics was such a cool villain. And they did him dirty in Age of Ultron. They really did. He's so much more fucking badass than they portrayed him in that movie. I think he needs a redemption.
We didn't talk about this either. The moment when Scarlet Witch takes on Thanos. In the battlefield, when she's all pissed off and she comes flying in at Thanos and blasts him with her energy blast, like, I'm gonna kill you and blah blah. You're gonna pay.
From me. I don't know who you are.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck you are, bitch. Like, what are you talking about?
I like that scene.
He's like,
you took everything from me. She's like ripping, like trying to rip his body apart.
He's like,
I don't know who you are.
It's like,
it was great.
It's a great fucking scene. Like that was. There's a lot of really good scenes like that in this movie. I want to go see it one more time in theaters. I kind of want to go see it in 3D. I don't usually like seeing 3D movies, but I kind of want to see if it enhances it a little bit in 3D. I kind of want to see it in 3D, and then when it comes out, absolutely instant buy. I'm gonna buy it and watch it like every day.
So I'm thinking about doing the 22 video box set.
That's gonna be like $250.
It's gonna be like $500.
Because I was thinking
400 maybe.
Well, because I was thinking about like, okay, so it's 22 videos,
$20 a pop.
If $20 pop, because a lot of those videos, like the early ones, like let's say the first half of them are like maybe $15 pop, because you can get those for pretty cheap on Blu-ray right now individually for like $15.
I'll tell you what, I would err on $20 a pop in a set like that. Probably new boxing, $20 a pop. 22 movies.
It's something I'll never own. Basically, I don't have.
$450.
I would never have. I do not have that kind of money. Not for that.
God,
no.
I'd love it. Take my money, but I don't have the money either.
It's all going to be on their fucking Disney streaming. So
which I'm getting. We're getting.
So you don't really need to buy them like that, honestly.
When Disney Plus streaming first comes out in November, they're putting everything on it. But what I've read is, as it goes on, they're going to slowly take some things away.
That's because it's fucking Disney for you.
They want you to want it. That's what they want.
That's Disney. It's the same thing they did whenever they started putting things into the vaults and everything like that. It's a great marketing tool, but it's one of those things where it's like, why? Just why? Why would you do something like this? Just fucking put it on there and let it go. People are still gonna watch it. It's not like people aren't gonna fucking watch it and shit like that.
So what's next? Far From Home?
Far From Home is next. I've heard rumors about it. It's one of those things that happen in Endgame at the end of it where I'm curious how they're going to handle it. Because we've seen there's 2 trailers that came out. I did not watch the second one because I don't want to. But the first trailer shows Peter Parker, on a school trip with all of his classmates, apparently all still in high school. So the question begs, did they all, apparently they must have all gotten snapped then, apparently, I'm guessing, because they're all still in high school and none of them move off to college in that 5-year period.
That's true. They'll have to discuss that.
We're going to have to figure out like that. I heard a rumor that some of the people behind, some people big in Marvel were like, Spider-Man Far From Home takes place both before and after the snap.
Really?
So I heard there's a rumor that there is a storyline like that. I don't know. That's just a rumor that I heard. So don't say that's gonna happen.
I don't know how they can pull off before the snap and not have Tony Stark in it.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had some scenes with him filmed in it.
Well, you see in the trailer that you did watch, you see Happy in it.
Yeah.
Having that back and forth with. Is it Aunt May? Yeah.
It would
be Aunt May.
Yeah, it would be Aunt May.
Hot Aunt May.
Yeah, Aunt May. Marvel gave us an Aunt May you want to fuck. So.
And then you see Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So
who knows what's going on? Who knows what's going on with that? Mysterio. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm interested to see what he's gonna do with the Mysterio character. Seems really cool. I also heard a rumor that maybe Mysterio is not from our world, that because of Thanos' snap opened up a portal to like another dimension and he came through it. I heard that too.
He does magic.
Yeah.
I've read some of the comics with him. It looks very Doctor Strangey. His magic that he does. I don't know if he's one of the
in the comics though. He
he
doesn't do magic though. He does illusions.
illusions, right?
So it's not actual magic. But in this one, he's flying
looks
around
like fucking magic to
and
me,
he's doing magic. So I heard a rumor that maybe the snap opened a portal and he is from there.
We'll find out.
I don't know.
So what else? There's something that I'm curious about.
What?
There's a Black Widow standalone movie coming out.
Yeah, I don't.
How is it? Is it a prequel?
Yeah, it has to be a prequel. I don't know.
Unless they bring her back. It's comic books.
It's got to be like her origin, because her origin has always been very pseudo mysterious. They've only shown little bits and pieces of it. Mm-hmm. It's got to be like an origin story of like her early on in her assassination career or something like that, and like maybe her origin of like how she joined up with Nick Fury and Shield.
I'm never going to be mad about more Scarlett Johansson.
No.
There can always be more Scarlett Johansson.
I'm not interested in it at all.
Really?
Really not.
See, I very much am. That's shocking to me.
I don't.
Why? She's a great character.
But
I like her character so much.
When I see a Marvel movie, though, I'm kind of like, give me some superhuman stuff.
Because she has no superpowers?
She's got no superpowers,
but
so that's my thing.
Does.
I understand that. Like, and that's the reason, one of the reasons why I love Captain America, what was it? Winter Soldier. One of the reasons I love it, it was a great spy movie, but it still had Captain America running around with superpowers, throwing his shield around.
We didn't talk about this, but after the snap, after the 5 years that they flash forward, you see Black Widow is in charge.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's off starting a family. The half of the Avengers are snapped. The ones that are still around are working together.
Which, I mean, kind of makes sense.
She's in charge.
Who else is going to be in charge? Because Captain America's off doing his own fucking thing with his group work and stuff like that. Like, you're not going to put Rhodey in charge because
he's a military man.
Who gives a shit about Rhodey? Really? Like, I love Rhodey, but like, he's not going to be in charge of everything. You're not going to put Rocket in charge.
No, fuck
Thor doesn't give a fuck because he's off doing his own thing.
Thor wasn't even a part of that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like, who else
saw what Captain Marvel didn't give a shit.
Yeah, she don't care about the fucking planet. She's
Nebula
like,
was there.
Look, you're not going to see me for a while. I got more important shit to do on other planets.
Nebula was there. Who else was in that scene?
I think that was it. There weren't that many people in the scene.
Yeah, it was the holograms of Captain Marvel, Rocket, and Nebula were together, and was it Rhodey?
Yeah, Rhodey was there.
And then Captain America walked in the room with her.
Later, after the conference.
So, I mean, she took control. And she found out from Rhodey about Clint.
Yeah.
Doing the stuff. And she was the one.
He was in Mexico at the time.
Mm-hmm. She's the one who needed to find him. Man, what a good movie, man. I want to see it again. Let's go see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down. Absolutely 100%. I can't wait to see what they're going to do next, though.
Kind of sad that, we're not done with Marvel. Spider-Man's coming out. There's other movies coming out.
Well, they're ready to start their next shift of things. They're starting a whole new story arc. They're going to do something else.
They're going to exist in the same universe.
But maybe they can move on to do some other stuff. Maybe they'll bring the Fantastic Four in there. Maybe they'll bring Silver Surfer. Maybe they'll bring Galactus. A fucking Galactus into it. A
good Galactus.
Exactly, a good Galactus. Maybe they'll bring, that in there. Who knows? There's so many other comic book villains they can bring in, so many other stories they can bring in there. So like they still have more they can do.
I want the X-Men in the MCU.
I mean, I want them in there. I guess they've done fucking time travel and shit like that in this major movie, so a fucking dimensional portal into another universe wouldn't be so bad. My problem is I'm not a big fan of what the X-Men is doing right now, so if anything, I'd rather they kind of reboot the whole thing.
I mean, Dark Phoenix is coming out. Sophie Turner
not
as
excited
Jean Grey.
about that at all.
I'll
see it. I'll watch it, but I'm not excited about it.
I mean, but when it's over, right? That whole.
I have no idea.
They're not going to do any more.
I have no clue. Depends on how they want to treat. Depends on how Disney wants to treat the X-Men. So.
Well, I hope listen.
I
Disney didn't
want
buy the X-Men, just let them sit in a vault.
I want them to bring Venom into the Spider-Man universe. I want to see the fucking Venom suits. I want to see the Venom alien coming into the Spider-Man. That's what I want to see. Even if it's fucking Tom Holland. Bring Tom Holland's Venom. I saw that Venom movie. It wasn't that bad.
Holland?
Not Tom Holland. I mean Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Okay, I was
Tom
going to
Hardy.
say.
Two Toms in a fucking pea basket, whatever. Pea pod.
No.
No, but like Tom Hardy's Venom, I saw that movie. It wasn't too bad. It was entertaining. It had some parts I was like, whatever, but it was entertaining. So I'm like, even bring fucking Tom Hardy into the goddamn universe.
I just don't know, like we saw Into the Spider-Verse. It was great.
Yeah.
It was like one of my favorite movies of the year. There's so much you can do. I love how Into the Spider-Verse basically said, okay, so Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, all these different Spider-Mans, they can exist independently of each other and not take away from each other. They're just in their universes. I love that. I love that.
You could do that because it was animated. I think you could do that because it was animated. That particular thing that they did, that works really easily animated. I don't know how much that works live action. Especially in a if you're going to do it in a large cinematic way, existing within this universe, you're going to confuse a lot of fucking people that don't delve into the deep cuts like that.
But people have seen the other Spider-Men.
But then they're going to get confused. They're going to be like, wait a minute. So these are all the same then? They're not all... Is Tobey Maguire Spider-Man too? What is going on? I thought Tom Holland was Spider-Man. What's going on?
They are.
And then you're getting into the thing where now you have to explain, no, wait, they are, but you just got to listen. You got to listen. It's like when you told me that your wife was a little confused when you watched Logan. And then you had to kind of explain to her a little bit like, no, this is Wolverine, but it's like an alternate reality sort of Wolverine.
Well, she had never seen, was it Days of Futures Past?
Yeah, I think it was
the end of the Wolverine, the one where they travel back in time.
Days of Futures Past.
Days of Futures Past, and he changes everything. And when he comes back to his time, like Jean Grey's there and Professor Xavier's there, and he's like, oh, "You guys were all dead in my timeline. You're alive now." Well, that timeline continued.
Also,
and that's how you get Logan.
Is that timeline the same timeline that we're getting in Dark Phoenix? Because if it is, then we know what the fuck's gonna happen. We know who's gonna survive and who's not gonna survive. Who's not gonna be there? Jean Grey's gonna be there. Cyclops is gonna be there. Wolverine's gonna be there. It's not
that same timeline.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. See, this is the reason why we can't do this shit, because we're sitting there talking like, is it the same fucking timeline?
Because
or is it not?
Spider-Man X3. That was where Jean Grey went all Phoenix the first time around.
Yeah, but fucking they changed the past, remember? So
they changed the past.
Maybe it changed everything. You see what I'm doing? You see, your head's hurting now. Your head's fucking hurting because of fucking time travel. Great movie. And great show. Long show. It's a longer show on this one.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was so much to talk about. It's a 3-hour movie. We had to discuss it. Yeah, we apologize for the length, but... Thanks for sticking around.
If you want to tell us how you liked Endgame, email us fordistraction@gmail.com. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Search For Distraction @podcastfyd. We're on SoundCloud and iTunes. Search For Distraction. We're also a member of the Be Real Podcasting Network. Head over to Podbean and search for the Movie Guys Podcast. That's where you can find our official, unofficial hub for the Be Real Network. Where there is also a YouTube channel now for the Movie Guys Podcast that has all the Be Real stuff on there. So if you guys want to head over there and watch the instant reactions of the Movie Guys talking about Game of Thrones or any of their reviews or any of our shows, you can also head on to YouTube and subscribe there. Search Movie Guys Podcast. That's all I have to say.
That's it.
That's the end. That's it. End of an era. This is an end of an era, is what it is.
Again, just like we talked about last week with Game of Thrones, now I'm saying it with Marvel. It's like I'm saying goodbye to friends. You know?
Not just friends, family.
Family.